Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm back with one more video. I'm Akshay and you are watching Akshay Hangargi YouTube channel. And today we have Akshay with us. So basically he's from Jharkhand. So today he will be, sharing his interview experience regarding the Celebal company. And without wasting much time, let's start to talk with Akshay. Hi Akshay, welcome to the channel firstly.
Thank you, Akshay, and thank you for having me.
Pleasure, pleasure.
So,
Yep, pleasure.
mhm.
So without wasting much time, we'll jump to our main talk, Akshay. Our audience are waiting to know your experience basically. So yeah, how was your Celebal interview experience? Over to you.
The whole process was kind of long, actually,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to go through some written round, which was
Mm-hmm.
conducted online, actually.
Okay.
And at first, there were actually many criterias in this hiring process of
Mm-hmm.
Celebal. So they were the first step was online written online round where we
Okay.
had given MCQ questions,
Mm-hmm.
and there were actually five sections.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The first two sections were related to common computer science
Mm-hmm.
questions,
Mm-hmm.
and the second was domain-based
Domain.
questions.
Okay. Okay.
When we were asked to fill the form for syllable,
Mm-hmm.
we were also given the choice to choose a domain.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I chose Node.js as my domain. So
Mm-hmm.
in the second section, I was asked questions related to Node.js
Not
and
yet.
JavaScript.
Okay.
And the other three sections were related to common coding questions
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and intermediate level coding questions.
Okay.
And the fourth section was advanced level coding question.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
the last section, which was fifth, was about SQL.
SQL.
So
Okay.
actually there in this level also there was criteria if
Mm-hmm.
you are able to solve all the
Mm-hmm.
programming questions, you would
Okay.
be given 8.5 package.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But I was only able to solve one section of programming, like intermediate questions. I was
Okay.
able to
Mm-hmm.
solve intermediate questions, and I did solve the SQL questions also. So
Mm-hmm.
I was given the package of 6.5 lakhs
Okay.
per annum.
Got it.
And actually the in the first step, actually this was I don't know how they did this, they asked us to submit our resumes,
Mm-hmm.
and out of 3 or 400 resumes,
Mm-hmm.
only um like 50-60 were selected. I don't know if
Okay.
they did
Mm-hmm.
it I don't think they did it manually.
Okay.
They
Mm-hmm.
probably used some
Yeah. Yeah.
automated boards or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe we also need to make the resumes
Mm-hmm.
ATS compliant
Mm-hmm.
or something, we need to focus on our resume
Mm-hmm.
also
Yep. Yep.
before submitting the application to
Mm-hmm.
Cerebral Technologies.
Got it. So, Ashay, you mentioned regarding the section 3 and section 4 regarding this coding question, intermediate
Hmm.
level and the hard level. So, do you remember
Hmm.
what kind of questions you got? Do you remember those questions? Anything like that? If no
Hmm.
worries, if
I
you
don't actually remember the question,
okay, like
but the advanced level used I think DP,
okay, DP,
and
okay,
intermediate level was kind of not that hard, but advanced level were hard.
okay, all right. So, coming to the SQL, as you mentioned the last section, like how was
Hmm.
it? Is it kind of MCQ kind of questions, or you have to write the
No,
query?
yes, we had to write the query.
Okay.
Actually, I think the table schema was given, and
Mm-hmm.
we had to produce a certain output.
Okay.
So we had to, I think we had to join the tables and
Mm-hmm.
produce that output.
Okay.
It
Mm-hmm.
was not that difficult. This
Okay.
SQL round was not that difficult.
Okay. Coming to the sections wise, like, how was it basically? If you complete the section only, you have to go to the section two. Like, how was it? Or else, if you lose some questions in section one, later you can come back and answer those section one.
I don't think I was able to come back to the previous
Okay.
section. I
Okay.
think we had to do it in linear fashion. We
Okay.
can't go back.
In a single flow, you have to complete the section wise. Uh,
Mhm.
so what was the time period, Ashay? Do you remember?
Yes, I do have it with me. 20 minutes for section A,
Okay.
and section B had 60 minutes.
Okay.
Section C, which was of intermediate
Okay.
coding questions, that was of 20 questions,
Okay.
20 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and there was only one question in intermediate round.
Mm-hmm.
And section D had two questions,
Okay.
and the SQL query round, section E,
Okay.
had 40 minutes, and there were two questions.
Cool.
Total, I think it was 3 hours or something like that.
All right. So there was any camera turning on kind of thing, or it was off? How was it? Camera thing
I think they do ask for camera and microphone access.
on. Okay, it was there actually. All
Mm.
right, that was regarding the assessment. So what was the time taken to get the assessment result, Ashay? Do you remember?
It was pretty instant, I think.
Hmm.
Uh, 25 September. I think it took like within a week.
Within a week.
We received the result within the week, like I think 2 3 days or something like that.
Okay.
Basically, they took most of the time on the first step, which was of resume
Hmm.
shortlist.
Okay.
They took a lot of time in that.
Chalo, no problem. So as you mentioned, next was the technical round, right?
Mhm.
So how was your
Uh,
technical
af-
experience?
After we get selected, we got call for that.
Call. Okay.
This was actually, um, I mean, I didn't even know that my interview was today. I got
Okay.
selected, and I got a call from TPO
Okay.
that your interview is there,
Interview.
and I didn't I was notified like 2 hours before the interview.
Interview. Okay.
So I
Okay.
prepared I just opened the common
Hmm.
Node.js interview questions
Okay.
and
Hmm.
JavaScript interview questions.
Okay.
It can be found on Google.
Hmm.
So I didn't have much time. So I
Okay.
prepared from there, learned remember the common common JavaScript and Node.js questions.
All right.
And the interview was kind of
Hmm.
basic. It was not that advanced.
Okay.
So they did ask like what is Node.js,
Hmm.
what is argument object,
Okay.
and also they also asked me to write a HTTP server
Hmm. Okay.
or a
Hmm.
Express.js server.
Okay.
So I think that was it. It didn't last for much. Like it was of 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I think.
Hmm. All right. So like, how was the platform, Ashay? Was it, you had to share the screen and you had to type in front of them, or they were using their own platform? Like, how was it basically?
I had to share the screen when
Okay.
they asked me to
Hmm.
write the code. I
Okay.
had to share the screen and use my notepad,
Okay.
or like I have a VS Code, so I use VS Code.
All right. So basically, majority questions were from the Node.js and the JavaScript, correct?
Yes, majority of the questions were from there, and they didn't ask me much about like SQL. I think they didn't ask me much about that.
All right. So apart from this, anything we are missing in the technical round? Do you remember?
No, the technical round was not that difficult. The difficulty was like in the assessment process
Assessment.
and
Okay.
the resume shortlist. Like
Mm-hmm.
many of our friends, I don't know on what basis they
Mm-hmm.
selected the resume, but
Yep.
it was the most like 3 hours of continuous assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the most difficult. And interview went was not it was not difficult. I was
Okay.
not able
Mm-hmm.
to answer few questions,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have much like expectation, but I got selected.
No worries. So, did they ask anything regarding the academic project? Anything? The academic project which you did in the third year or fourth year of your engineering? Anything like that?
Actually, they didn't ask me the technique about that academic projects, I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
But I did mention the
Mm-hmm.
few of the
Okay.
projects
Mm-hmm.
I've done
Okay.
in my personal time. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
have any technical projects because
Okay.
I'm not from
Mm-hmm.
engineering background.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I said like, what projects I did in GitHub, like a few basic
Mm-hmm.
projects like
Okay.
TikTok game
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and what was that? There were few basic
Mm-hmm.
projects in my GitHub, and
Okay.
I described them about it. How yes, it was built in JavaScript. So I
Mm-hmm.
told
Okay.
them what concept I used, like close module, factory something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I explained them how I implemented those concepts
Okay.
in my code.
All right. So that was all about the technical round. So what was the time
Mm.
taken to get the TR result? Do you remember?
I think it was 2 days,
2 days. So within
two three
48
days.
hours, you got. Okay. And update
Mhm.
notification is through email, right?
It was through email.
Okay.
Yes, it was through email. I mean, if I hadn't checked the mail,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even know that I
Yep.
had the interview.
All right.
But my TPO also informed
Mhm.
me with call after an hour.
All
So
right.
I was luckily I had checked the email, so I
Mhm.
was notified beforehand.
Great. So next was, as you mentioned, it was HR. So how was your HR
Yes. HR round
interview?
didn't last for much.
Okay.
They just ask basic questions,
Hmm.
like tell me about yourself, and they told about the company,
Hmm.
like
Okay.
the job profile has 2 years
Hmm.
of bond actually.
Okay. Hmm. Okay.
So they told if I agree, whether I agree with it or not.
Hmm. Okay.
And the location, they told me about the location, which is in Bengal.
Okay.
The
Hmm.
and they told that the internship would start from January.
Okay. Hmm.
And I'm in my final year now,
Hmm.
so
Okay.
they told me if they asked me if there would be
Hmm.
any problem
Okay.
with the
Hmm.
internship.
Okay.
So I told, and the role actually we were asked to select the domain. So
Hmm.
Celebal had a lot of domains,
Okay.
like Node.js. It was an
Hmm.
on-campus
On
placement.
campus. Okay. Hmm.
So Celebal had a lot of domains like Node.js,
Hmm. Okay.
SQL, Power BI, or something like that.
Hmm.
So we
Okay.
had to select one of them. I selected Node.js.
Hmm. Okay.
So after the in the job offer letter, I would be given the role of junior associated
Junior
in the
associate.
Node.js developer domain.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I guess we have covered everything. So regarding the package you had mentioned in the early talk itself, and yeah, coming to the penalty, Ashay, like did they mention regarding if you break the bond, there will be a penalty of some anything like that? Do you remember?
Yes, they mentioned about the penalty. Actually, in the offer letter also,
Mm-hmm.
the penalty was mentioned. I think it was somewhere between 1 lakh and 2 lakhs or
Okay,
something.
round figure between 1 to 2 lakh probably.
Yes, and there was also like 6 lakh 50,000. The CTC, my CTC was 6 lakh 50,000.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So 50,000 was some bonus,
Okay. Joining
and
bonus.
6 lakhs. Yes, it was not joining bonus. It was some other kind of bonus. Like I don't actually remember the structure of the
Okay. Okay.
CTC, but it was not joining bonus.
So I guess if it's not the joining bonus, I guess regarding the internship, I mean the training investment will be there, no, for the freshers. I guess it related to that. I guess probably.
Maybe.
Chalo then. Anything you are missing?
I don't think so. Like many of us were not given chance during the shortlisting process of the
Okay.
resume. So that was the most important. Like many were taken aback by what just happened because 200, 300 people were had
Uh-huh.
applied in this
Okay.
company.
Okay.
This was also new for me. Like suddenly 200, 300, 400 people become to 60 or 70 or something like that.
Okay. I guess basically what company do is they'll be having an algorithm like a shortlisting algorithm. They'll be choosing a
Hmm.
specific features like based upon the requirement. So I guess based on if a CV is satisfying that features, they will be shortlisted. That according to my knowledge. So I guess that may be the probability. All right.
That could be.
Yep. So we have covered everything, Ashay, regarding
Okay,
yes,
so the the penalty on breaking the bond would be 1.5 lakhs.
1.5. Okay, exact 1.5.
Mm, 1.5.
Uh,
It's written in the service agreement that we have to sign of two
uh,
years.
all right. And coming to internship, Ashay, any talk on the stipend part? Any idea?
Okay, yes. The internship was supposed, it was divided in actually two. Like the first phase of the internship would
Mhm.
be online,
Okay.
and the second phase of the internship would be offline.
Offline.
And
Okay.
in the online phase, we would be given 7,000 per month.
Okay. All right.
And in the second phase, like work from office,
Mhm.
we would be given 14,000.
All right. So what is the like total period of internship? Any idea?
I
Total
think it was 7 months, 3 months of online internship
uh,
and 4 months
full
of
month of.
offline internship.
All right. So I guess
Hmm.
yeah, sure, we covered everything which was necessary to the audience. So for the last time, last question, any suggestion to audience, Ashit?
Hmm. I think if you also practice the questions related to dynamic programming or
Mm-hmm.
something,
Mm-hmm.
you would be also able to score, crack the 8.5 package. I was
Mm-hmm.
only
Okay.
able to get the 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
So, the more the skills you have, you would be able to crack a good package. And the questions in actually Celebal they were very common questions, common
Mm-hmm. Okay.
coding questions. If I knew, I could, they were like, I don't remember the exactly the
Mm-hmm.
question, but I remember that it was common, but
Okay.
I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't. solve it.
All right. And coming to the CV guys, majority company will be, using the shortlisting algorithm. So instead of,
Mhm.
putting unnecessary data into the CV, just try to prepare your CV based upon the company requirement. Okay, so they won't be sitting individually and, shortlisting the CV and all. So if possible, just try to, prepare your CV based upon the company requirement. So there you will be having a number of or much opportunity in getting shortlisted. So that was a small talk
Mhm.
from my end. And Asha, I really appreciate you, man, for taking time and joining us, sharing your Celebal interview experience with us. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
And yeah, guys, this is our talk. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're not a subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon and subscribe. And we also have a Telegram community group called VGrow. If you're not yet joined, the link has been put in the description. And guys, if you have any queries, make use of YouTube comment section. Surely I will be answering them. And Ashay, once again, thank you, man, for joining us today.
Thank you too also for allowing me to speak. Like I also wanted to say like when I was searching for this sellable interview
Hmm.
questions, it was
Yeah.
very difficult for me
Yeah.
to find the resources.
Hmm.
So that's why I wanted to share my experience so it could be helpful for someone else.
Yes, really appreciate you, buddy. Really appreciate you. And yeah, guys, this is our talk. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.